I'm that girl who knows the power and the high frequency of water is a blessing and a gift and a true cleansing. And it's a powerhouse element right now for this planet. And so as I am watching what is happening on my parliament grounds in my country and it being flooded with water, I love that. I love the high frequency it is offering. I love that it is cleansing that density. And when you look over the history of all of that land and all of what has been happening for my country and our country and around the world, knowing that this is not a unique situation for New Zealanders, this is a worldwide event that is happening right now, that push, that movement, that solidarity. Is that the right word? Solidarity? Anyway, it's exciting, super, super, super exciting times. And I can't wait to be able to share this information with you because it gives you that bigger perspective. And so right now, we're having an interesting storm. And as we know, we have been working diligently, all of us listening who have been honoring the water, infusing the water with love. And it's not just humans that are doing it as well. It's actually the element of water that is wanting to raise its own frequency too, because it wants to be of service as well. We are just literally surrounded by all these powerhouse elements, these natural occurrences happening on this earth that are all wanting to be of service to help with this tremendous time towards the shift. It's incredible, it's extraordinary, and it is just mind-blowing how much is going into this shift. Here we are thinking it's just all on our little 3D mindsets and our little 3D bodies, but the reality is this is so much bigger than that. And so exciting times, and I want to just be sending out so much love and supporting that higher frequency for those people who are wanting to be counted for and wanting to show that they are not afraid. It is a powerful thing to show your voice and to express your voice and to show yourselves and be able to stand up to something that previously has been very scary to many people because they have been wielding way too much power. And in these kind of countries where those who are supposed to be leading us are supposed to be supporting us and being in touch with what our needs and responses are, there has been that shift of their control to be ruling us rather than empowering us and leading us into a more integrity way of life. So anyway, I've been doing so many sessions behind the scenes, and I would have loved to have been able to share so much with you. But as you can imagine, we're asking the big questions about all sorts of things that would ban my YouTube account, and I'm not going to be doing that for anyone. So this is why I recommend everyone having their own quantum sessions, because it is time, my friends. They are opening up all information for us all to hear it. And so again, go and find your free interns and get your own sessions, because it's extraordinary what we hear. And often it is such a shock because it's just disappointing to actually hear that these conspiracy theories are actually very valid. And there is serious reasons and concerns why our collectives are wanting us to get a wriggle on and to raise our frequency vibrations, embrace all of the personal stuff that we need to embrace that we may have been ignoring, and be able to just uplift ourselves and uplift others. And so, you know, anyone who's been ever listening to me and following me, I am a huge Dolores Cannon fan for very many personal and professional reasons. And I just want to remind people of her books, and knowing that she has worked so diligently and lots of her information still apply, absolutely, while we're in a different time and while there is different things that have to occur for the shift, and the new earth information now is very specific to exactly what it is. So if you're finding people who are still promoting the information that Dolores Cannon was sharing in her books from 2011, catch up. because there's so much more information that is readily available in all quantum sessions when you've done enough of your own inner work to get that. And for you practitioners who are listening to this, if your client's subconscious is saying they're not ready for this information, ask the subconscious, what do they need to do to be able to overcome all of their personal 3D density to get this information? If your clients are asking you about the new earth, don't be shy. Support your clients in the best way possible to be able to help them identify all of the things they need to release that is blocking them from this high connection. Make sure your subconscious for your clients are activating your clients to the profoundest ways. Use these sessions to profoundly support your clients in every way possible. Don't be afraid to ask for all the help that you need and want for your clients, and trust. If it's not ready, they'll say it. You can't damage your clients. Their subconscious is super protected. And so if you're trying to really support your clients with what they need in sessions and what they've asked for in sessions, help have a great conversation with the subconscious. Don't be afraid to debate with the subconscious if you can't understand why your client isn't getting the bigger information. The subconscious is very capable of telling you all of the areas your client is sticking and stuck and needs to overcome. And so don't be shy. The subconscious wants you to do your job and to do your job well. And it is such a rewarding experience when you truly honor your clients and their subconsciouses and be the best moral compass practitioner possible. But remember, you have to do your own sessions as a client too. You must identify your own areas of where you need to be strengthened. And I have met many practitioners who are wanting to distract themselves from their own inner work. And this is not the time for that. You must honor your own journey. And just because you've done a course does not simply mean that you're above your own inner work. And for those practitioners who are constantly messaging me, wondering why they aren't getting clients under, or why they're having stresses, or why they're not getting any clients at all, there is always significance and purpose for that. So with much love and much respect to all people who are choosing to be of service, check yourselves, check your own personal reasons and principles why you are trying to do this work. Anyway, sorry, a little rant. So this book was being guided to me today to look at. So it's Convoluted Universe 4. It's got an interesting chapter, which I need to read again, apparently, according to Dolores. And so interesting because it talks about the role of HIV. Interesting timing, isn't it? Once again, that is coming out into public dialogue. And was very curious over 2 years ago to have a session where a client was saying that certain things would be introduced into the body that would have this in it. Curious. Since it's supposed to be a natural occurring issue. But as we've discovered, it's not accidentally formed out there in the wild. It's very much formed in the labs. And so it's an uncomfortable truth when you realize the agenda has not just suddenly occurred in our recent times, it's more older than that. And so the chapter here is called, the back of the book, Dolores has lovingly pre-organized this for us. So the role of HIV and AIDS and the raising of its consciousness. The raising of consciousness, everything right now is an opportunity to raise people's consciousnesses. You would literally have to be very focused on not awakening at this point to not be at least aware in your peripheral of what's going on. And remember, we are not judging those rocks who are fully asleep and what would perceive to be dense and not buying into either which way, because they're doing a really tremendous job. And we also can just respect that those people who think that they're awake and that they're excited that they're on the new earth now, Facebooking everyone about their shimmering skin, that's also really cute because they're in their high frequency of thinking that they've got it all going on. And so that doesn't bother us either, does it? Because they've still got that, well, clearly misguided, but they've got that higher, they've got that joy going on. They want everyone to know how special they are. So we can clap for them and say, yeah, you're amazing. You're so special because you're above everyone. And that's just going to boost their egos. And then they can get on with their way and feeling fantastic and keeping their vibrations high. So yay for all of that. Definitely would not be confirmed in your subconscious session, though, with your subconscious in a quantum session, but that is fine. That is fine. Only the people that are truly able to comprehend what spirituality means, only those people who understand that there is no true death of our souls, it's simply an exchange, a return system. And so we just simply shed this physical carbon-based body. If you are freaked out about that, remember the caterpillar process from being the egg to the caterpillar to the big fat juicy ones that then go and have in a work moment piece when they are in the chrysalises, and then they come out and they've got, like, you know, fantastic wings and all that sort of stuff. So they've merged, they've evolved. Did they leave anything behind? I guess they left the shell of the chrysalis, and I guess we could say we are holding these meat sacks as shells for our souls. And so every time you take clients through their death period and processing of it, as soon as they leave their bodies, they have got it going on. They're so relieved. They're in shock because they are still confused about all of this, because they're still a little bit dazed that they've just died, and that they can see their bodies. And it is a process. It's a mental process to be able to overcome and understand what's going on. And then the more you sort of separate and more that you understand and process that you've left the physical shell, that is when you get more access to more memory, and the veil is just gently dissolving around you. And it's all fine. Potentially you've done it hundreds of times on this planet alone. And so it is not something to be afraid of. In fact, enjoy every moment you have, knowing you can't avoid that. Even if you don't think that the new earth is a different planet, even if you think the new earth is here, fantastic. But at some point, you're going to come into this moment when you emerge into the crystalline body. It's covered in all of Dolores Cannon's books. So it's not, it's not unique. It's been well documented for decades now in these sessions, and we know that the conscious mind of people from 3D perspectives hold on to the body. The body and the mind are very connected in, and we're trained to try to protect this meat sack with everything we can. We are so trained to protect this that we will go into fear and flight mode and fighting mode almost if we perceive that there is a threat to it. So, you know, the conscious mind is often just run automatically on protection mode, high alert mode. And so that's helping the subconsciouses so we don't keep accidentally hurting ourselves. Because if we get too hurt and damaged and traumatized, then we're not able to actually do the life lessons and contracts that we wanted to do. And so, God, I feel like there's so much that they're trying to jam through and say, because they really want to spell this out really well so people can have these aha moments, because quite a few people are still missing these little keys of information. So rewinding back, those people who know about this shift are supposed to have a good balanced understanding of spirituality, understanding that this is just one of many lifetimes that we have. So then when you hear about this shift and the merging and the evolution of the bodies and the consciousnesses to be able to become that butterfly, if you will. I mean, unfortunately, we don't get wings, I've asked, but we could, because when you're on the new earth, when you're in the fifth dimension, you can form your energy into looking like any which way that you want to. And so often people will get to the new earth looking a better version of this, for example. And so whatever we feel comfortable with. And as we know in many sessions, people then eventually realize that they're holding on to this exterior form just for their own comfort and security. And then they actually remember and get comfortable in showing their true, real, natural forms, your true expression of your soul's being. Fantastic. It is all going to be fantastic. It is all going to be well. We just have to focus on this moment in time to be able to help everyone get to where they need to be. And so when those people have to have traumatizing experiences right now to overcome them, we 100% can support them in every which way. We don't need to buy into their fears. We don't need to have responsibility for their emotions and their roller coasters, because that's not for us. We are simply here as support pillars of love and balance and reason, and common sense, and all that fun stuff. So this is literally why we're here, my friends, is to support everyone going through these tremendous times. And it is going to get a lot more intensive. It has to, because those people who are still on the fence of whether, which way do they go? Do they go and still be controlled and still justify that? Or do they find sort of the path of enlightenment and spirituality and compassion and love and grace? It's a moral compass thing, and there is no punishment for each which way you go. But your teams are really wanting those people who are supposed to go this direction to start making the choices to lift themselves into that direction of that frequency vibration. There is so much. Have I said this before? There is so much that they want to share with you. So, it's intensive times, but it's exciting times too. So don't dip and drown yourself in the 3D dramas for too long, remembering that there is a purpose and significance here. And so when we can just have a moment to choose to see things from the bigger perspective and trust and know that everything is just this gigantic evolutionary jump step forward, all is going to be well. We have to respect everyone's life contracts, including this planet. And so there is so much happening behind the scenes to get everyone to that point of awakening and to get everyone to that point of being able to shift. And many people are shifting right now. Many people have been shifting for quite some time. And so if we're still here, it is because it's significant and it's important. I'm going to say that again. If you're still here, you are significant and you are important for this movement, for this evolution, for these days. It's big, 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 big times. And so trust all is going to be well. I'm sorry, I feel like some of your teams are like trying to squish out and to try and project information to you directly, and that's all cute and all, but I sort of keep thinking, is this making sense as it's flowing through? So I'm trying to balance myself and trying to see what else there is for today's message, because this is so much. Super significant. And there's one thing I wanted to share. We keep discovering with our clients that when they had concrete flooring and when they were in concrete buildings, they were not able to ground as well as, say, if they were in a wooden house or on the ground, on the grass. And so I'm actually wondering how bad this storm is right now in terms of you having to listen to that. Pardon for all that extra noise. I'll hope this isn't too annoying. Anyway, I just quickly wrap up. So I wanted to know, I was really worried about the concrete with all of the sand. It sort of seemed to like insulate and not help people ground. And I was noticing this with quite a few other clients, all kind of at the same time. Oh, it's getting really stormy. And anyway, so what I was really concerned about was why are people disconnected from grounding? Okay, so I went into fear a little bit there and was really, really concerned, and actually made quite a few people wanted to leave their homes. And what I wanted to what I wanted to share now, what I discovered is that actually it's really high vibrational, but it doesn't ground you. So if you're in this density and you need to be grounded and drop all your frequency density, being in a higher insulated area of higher frequency does block you because you can't resonate with it, so you can't dump it out. I know it's weird, and I will express and explain it more, but I'm just finding that there is so much information that is coming through quantum sessions, I just can't share them publicly. So hence all the voice, hence all these little fun videos of me trying to mansplain everything without getting into too much trouble with censorship. So yeah, it's really intriguing. I please beg you once again, if you've got some serious big questions, either message me privately. I know many of you have found that helpful because you're too shy with your own worries, because you sort of think that you're the only one with those problems, and ultimately everyone, a lot more people are going through the same problems and same sticking points. So don't be shy. I'm always here to help those people who are truly wanting to help themselves and others. So much love to you, my friends. Trust all is well. I'm sorry that this must feel like it feels like a little bit of a hot mess conversation. It's just so heightened, and they're just really, really, really wanting so many people to really to just get over this shock of shifting bodies, shifting planets, shifting frequencies, and all this stuff. So be here in the moment now, appreciating that you are significantly important and needed at this time. Keep your balance, keep your neutral, drink more water, and understand that respecting ourselves, our minds, is going to be of great impact to be able to respect others and to respect their minds and their perceptions of things, and still make them feel valid. We don't want to disconnect anyone from anyone anymore. We want to connect everyone, regardless of their point of views on things. They're going through big times themselves, and if we keep shunning them for their belief systems, it's just going to build that bigger wedge. We must be able to love everyone and break down those walls, because at some point very soon, they're all going to have these bigger epiphanies themselves. And sometimes people can be stubborn, and when there is this wedge, they want to just hate us on principle and not actually with common sense. So much love to you. Please, please, please go and enjoy your day.